Hi, class. This is Dr. Baines again. Here to show you Mymathlab, show you some of the resources that we have available to us for our winter semester course. So when you go to register for Mymathlab, this is where you'll want to start by clicking Student under the Register tab there, and then kind of follow the prompts in that registration document. Once you're signed up for Mymathlab, then you'll want to come back to this website and sign in. I'm going to do that now. I think I put in the wrong password. Oh, no, it went. Okay, great. And here is our course. Your page will look very much like this, except that you will not have so many courses on display. But here's our course. This one should show up for you as well. I see someone's already enrolled there, so that's great. We'll click on that. And over here to the left, we have sort of all the tabs that we'll end up using in our course. There's no need to really pay attention to this screen here. I will not be doing much with that. In terms of tabs that you'll need, the first one will be assignments. And you'll see here all of your homework is available to you from all of the chapters for our course, as well as the tests. Okay, and notice again, you get 2 attempts on that test. You do not get 2 attempts on the final exam. I'm not sure why that's set that way, so I will be changing that. You only get 1 attempt on that final exam, but 2 attempts for your regular test. Notice here, all of these are due on the day of the final exam. I would encourage you to, of course, finish those as soon as possible. When you get into a homework assignment, I'll show you some features of the homework. I'm just going to click in here and pick a problem. When you're working any problem here, there's a question help section. If you click that, you'll notice there's help me solve this. This will actually solve this problem, and then it will give you a similar problem to solve in order to get your credit for this problem. You also view an example. If you view an example, it'll pull up a similar problem to this, and you can go through the steps for how to solve it. You can also click this textbook option. It'll link you up to the textbook. Oftentimes there are other options in here, a link to a video, perhaps, that sort of thing. It does vary a little bit question by question. My favorite one for students to use is this Ask My Instructor feature. If you click this, it will email me the problem you're working. It'll show me if you worked it incorrectly already. So suppose you have an answer in here and it's incorrect. I can see that, and a lot of times I can kind of diagnose what mistake you might have made, and then I can respond back to you via email. So that one, I really encourage you to use it. I love it when students use it. It allows us to kind of talk, and I get to see what things we're having trouble with. If you don't like doing math online, I kind of would agree with you a little bit. I like to write my math down and all that, but in terms of getting this graded and that sort of thing, we use this online system. You do have the option to print your work or print the problems and then do it physically on paper, then come back in here and put those answers in. That is an option. I would probably just use a scratch sheet of paper, but you can print it if you need to. All right, some other nice features of this homework, and these features are not available for the test, so this definitely is just a homework feature. Let's suppose we get this problem incorrect. Let's say it's 12. So okay, that's not correct. Here's a little hint. I'm saying, okay. Let's say I recalibrate. We'll see. I think it's 15. I said, no, that's not correct. Okay. Now we'll try it one more time. Say I think it's 20. All right. And so after the third attempt, I say, okay, the correct answer should have been 26.4. You said 20. You got it wrong. Well, you do have this option here to get a similar question. And so I'll click that. And so now you'll see a very similar question here, different numbers in place. We get the option of doing this problem again. If we do it correctly, that X will turn to a check mark and we get the credit for this problem. You can do this until you get all the problems correct. And so I really encourage you to use that similar question feature. If you use the similar question feature twice and you're still having trouble, I'd probably suggest emailing me, and in that way we can kind of talk about it. But otherwise, that is available to you. You should be able to get a 100% on your homework. All right, so that's sort of the features for the homework. Under the assignments feature, you'll also have your tests. I'm not going to open up one of those, but just the difference is when you open up a test, it's timed, whereas the homeworks are not timed. You get 2 attempts only. Homework, technically, you can attempt as much as you want to until the due date. The extra resources are not available to you on a test, so there's no help me solve this or anything like that. The similar exercise feature is also not on the test. Okay, so 2 attempts timed. Study plan, you will not use that unless you want to. It's nothing I've put in there. It's just an extra feature. Gradebook, this is where all of your grades will be. Of course, currently, this is for me. I opened up that homework. I didn't get any of the problems correct, so I currently have a 0%. You can show the calculation. It'll show you the percentages that are outlined in the textbook, or in the syllabus. 30 for homework, 50 for tests, and 20 for the final exam. It doesn't have that in there because the final exam's not assigned yet. And so you'll get to see a breakdown of your grade and your overall grade right there. To access the online text, one way is through this chapter contents tab, and you can just select your chapter and your section and so on. Okay, there's also this e-text tab where you can click here to view the e-text for your course. My computer's having a little so if you have your pop-up blocker on, your computer may have a little issue with Mymathlab, so you might have to turn it off for that. But here's your e-text, and you can scroll through this page by page. But again, if you go section by section, like we were looking before, you can see those things. All right. Tools for success. Nothing you'll necessarily use there. I would go to multimedia library. This is actually where I would go when I'm beginning a chapter. So if we're starting, say you're in chapter 2 or something like that, and you want to know, what learning resources do I have available to me for 2.1? I want to do 2.1 homework today. Let's see what's available. So I'm going to select all the resources possible. And you'll see here for 2.1, you can of course go to the textbook. You can also look at videos here for section 2.1. All right, and you can do that for all of these sections. So this is kind of the place to go, section by section. Look up all of those resources.